Good morning. I am very sleepy, but let's go ride bikes.
There are a few reasons why I'm up so bright and early, and I'll get to the most important one in a moment. But the first is, I've been trying to prioritize little day adventures. Not everything has to be a grand escape to be special. I mean, look at this. Like, wow. Today my partner Michael and I are out to do 50 kilometers along a converted railroad called the Snoqualmie Valley Trail in Washington State. The sun is shining, the flowers and buds are starting to emerge. The conditions could not be more perfect.
Oh my gosh, look at those mountains! Ah!
But there's another reason other than this beautiful day that I'm out here.
The second reason is, for the first time ever, I'm actually training for bike touring.
Hold that thought for this runner to go by, because I get shy when people see me vlogging. Alright, where was I?
In the past, my method has mostly been to, stay really active in my day-to-day life. I commute by bike, I walk a lot, I do a bunch of activities, but I never really trained. I never practiced doing long distances or hills or, anything really hard. And then I would go out on a bike tour and just give myself time to build that up. So, the first few days or week, I would just be slowly increasing my distance, slowly increasing my difficulty. And that has often worked really well for me. But over the last few years, I've had a couple pitfalls where, there's been a route that I've really wanted to do, and then it's just too challenging and I wouldn't be able to do it in, the time I have allotted. And so I have to change my plan. And that's totally fine. I've always found, really nice alternatives. But this year I want to do things a little differently. And that's because this year I have my eye on some really challenging routes that I'm really excited about. And I don't want to get out there and not be prepared. So I decided to come out here to the Pacific Northwest to stay with family and to do some training. So let's see how this plan goes.
And when I say I've been out here training, I mean training for it all. Over the last couple weeks, I've been working on big hills, bad weather, and even how to navigate my big handlebars.
Pretty smooth.
And soon I want to work on my bike handling skills on tough terrain. But for today, we're just taking in this glorious rail trail. And let's be real, the main reason to get out is that long rides call for special treats.
Look at that badass moss. I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about training. Years ago, I trained for triathlons, and although I enjoyed that at that time, I found eventually I liked riding with more of a purpose, riding as my means of travel, riding as my means of commuting in the city. And so the idea of going out on a ride, just to train, I didn't know how that was gonna feel. And what I find so interesting is that even though there's definitely days that are really hard to get out, the days where it's raining or I have a lot of hills to do, I find indoors there's all of this noise in my head, all of these anxieties and stresses, and I'm just kind of a little on edge sometimes. And when I get out, it's like all of a sudden, it's just silent. I hear the wind and the birds, and my mind just moves slower. I'm so curious if that's something you experience too. Rides like this just kind of reaffirm for me that, we belong outside. It's so helpful for my mental health, my physical health, and I'm really excited for these kind of big adventures I'm dreaming of. But just these little rides, they really mean so much.
I'll share more about those big adventures I'm planning once they're locked in. For now, it's time for a lot of food. Thanks for coming along for the ride.